Chapter 1. You think it's accidental, but it's actually the deployment of fate. Some people wake up overnight. Some people live in the fog for decades. Have you ever thought that the moment we wake up is not a coincidence, but a call hidden behind? The rhythm of the universe, a luck every 20 years, the horn of the next awakening may have already sounded beside you. This ancient and strange book, Huangji Jingshi, is from the ancient East, deduced by the sage Shao Yong of the Northern Song dynasty. It is not only a historical prophecy, but also a deep map of the rhythm of human awakening. In this book, time is divided into clear yuan, yun, and hui, and each yun is the pass of the transformation of human consciousness and destiny. Why do you suddenly become interested in spirituality in a certain year? Why? Does your life suddenly change drastically in a period of time? The answer is hidden in the code of these destiny. Modern neuroscience research has found that when the human brain experiences huge environmental changes or emotional fluctuations, it triggers a phenomenon called synaptic pruning, where the neural pathways are disrupted and reshaped, and consciousness is refreshed. In Huangji Jingshi, the time window of this reorganization is exactly the same as the change cycle of luck. In other words, the universe retunes in every luck and calls on different people to wake up. You are not awakened randomly, but the selected part of the people. You think you have woken up, but in fact, it is your turn to be luck. Your dreams, your anxiety, and your sudden spiritual desire are not internal troubles, but the external cosmic time field whispering to you, it's time for you to wake up. Chapter 2. Luck is actually a timetable for the awakening clock. Have you ever experienced such a time? The originally stable life suddenly became turbulent. Everything was going according to plan. But suddenly, you felt extremely repulsive to the status quo. One day, spiritual content suddenly appeared frequently in front of you, and you began to be unable to ignore it. This is not a coincidence in life, but a luck force is approaching. In the framework of Huangji Jingshi, Shao Yong divided the great cycle of the universe into 1 yuan, 129,600 years, 1 hui, 360 years, 1 yun, 20 years, 1 shi, 10 years, 1 year, 1 month, 1 day, can all be measured, but the most critical is the dimension of luck. What is luck? Luck is the rhythm of the rise and fall of fate, and the window of the change of the vibration frequency between heaven and earth. And people are the passive resonance link in this cosmic magnetic field. When you enter a new luck, it's like entering a new frequency tower, and your entire consciousness and magnetic field will be affected by the frequency tuning. Historically, every starting point of luck is always accompanied by a major change in consciousness. In 2001, after the September 11th incident, the world began to think drastically about religion, destiny, good and evil. After the 2020 epidemic, a wave of global spiritual awakening swept in, and people collectively began to meditate, practice, and explore concepts such as energy and dimension. Why was the consciousness of all mankind awakened by some mysterious force at the same time that year? The answer is, luck has arrived. In quantum biology, there is a phenomenon called non-local resonance, which means two life forms that have no direct connection will produce cognitive changes synchronously as long as they are in the same field of cosmic frequency changes. When luck changes as an information field, it not only changes the environment, but also changes the perception system of each of us. You suddenly awaken spiritually, not because you have realized, but because it is time for you to wake up in this fate. The reason why you are becoming more and more interested in Lao Tzu, Buddha, and mysticism is not because life is boring, but because your life frequency has been awakened by a greater fate. You did not fall into the spiritual world, but have been arranged here for a long time waiting for this moment. Chapter 3, 20-Year Luck. Which awakening zone are you in? Many people have been searching for answers, but they can never find the moment of awakening. They question whether they are not talented enough, slow in perception, or unable to cultivate. But in the logic of Huangji Jingshi, all this is just. The time has not come. Shao Yong said, "Everything has its time, and it moves when the time comes." Your awakening is not the result of hard work, but luck calling you. Let's review the years of several key luck in modern times based on Shao Yong's 20 years per luck. 9th luck, 1984, 2003, technological expansion, material priority. Is the world controllable? 10th luck, 2004, 2023, epidemic, social media, identity crisis. Who am I? Why do I exist? The 11th luck, 2024, 2043, AI is rampant and cosmic consciousness is rising. If you were born in 1990, most of your life was covered by the 9th and 10th luck. Your main life lesson is not to escape from material things, but to reflect on reality from material things. The new luck, starting in 2024, is called spiritual luck. This luck will awaken a large number of sleeping souls and guide humans to rethink the nature of consciousness, dimension, and destiny. Just like the moon affects the tides and Jupiter affects the climate, the rhythm of the entire luck has actually arranged when you will doubt the world, question your destiny, and break through your old self. In Huangji Jingshi, this is called "There is reason in numbers, and there is destiny in reason." Many people are not awakened late, but destined to be late. Scientific citation: the synchronization phenomenon of brainwaves and external rhythms. There is a study in modern neuroscience called electroencephalography entrainment. When a person is exposed to a certain external rhythm, such as sunlight, moon phases, music frequency, the brain's alpha waves, theta waves, etc. will naturally adjust to synchronize with the external rhythm. Similarly, when the energy frequency changes caused by luck affect the Earth's magnetic field, your brain, heart rate, and perception will begin to automatically tune. The moment you awaken spiritually is not when you figure out something, but when you finally tune in with the rhythm of the universe. Chapter 4. Why does fate have to wait until a certain moment to allow you to awaken? Have you ever had this feeling? A certain truth, a certain scripture, a certain dream. You didn't feel anything before, but at a certain moment, it suddenly hit you like a thunderbolt, as if your whole body was on fire. You didn't suddenly become smarter, but your awakening permission has just been activated. Shao Yong used Qishu to explain this mysterious time logic. He said, if Qishu has not arrived, the way will not show itself. In other words, fate sets a clock and lets you see the truth only when the time comes. Modern neuroscience provides an amazing proof. The human brain is not always ready to receive high-dimensional knowledge. Neuroscientists call this the plasticity window. Only at certain stages of life will the brain's neural structure have a real ability to transform and absorb a new cognitive system. For example, some people suddenly start to get in touch with spirituality at the age of 30. Some people wake up from material success at the age of 50. Some people experience out-of-body experience when they are young and completely change their understanding of life. These key awakening moments coincide with what Huangji Jingshi says: luck drives the manifestation of Tao. We can imagine it this way. Your life is not a free play journey, but more like a program with code, trigger conditions, and running nodes. A certain scene, a trigger point, a certain conversation, a program call, a certain pain, an important update. Package. The real awakening is the if, timing, dart's arrival. Wake up. Written in this soul program, and what Huangji Jingshi is doing is predicting the moment when timing, Bast's arrival, accurate to the year or even the month. There are two very important hexagrams in the Book of Changes. Huangji hexagram. Everything is not yet completed, the truth has not yet been revealed. Jijiwa. Water and fire are in harmony. The Tao is complete, and the order of the universe has returned to its place. Many people are restless because they are in the rhythm period of Huangji. They forcefully pursue awakening, but instead go into deeper obsession and anxiety. And Huangji Jingshi tells us, you can only truly realize the Tao when the Jiji destiny comes. Just like flowers need seasons to bloom and fruits need to mature. You have never fallen behind, and you have never been unqualified to awaken. You just haven't walked on the route written by your true self. When that day really comes, you will find all confusions have answers in an instant. All chaos suddenly becomes clear. All loneliness is the soul brewing awakening. Not everyone will see this video. Click in and listen to this. And the fact that you are still listening now means that you have walked on your node of Tao. This is not a coincidence. This is an agreement you have reached with fate. Chapter 5. Have the highlights of your life been written in the numerology of luck? Why do some people suddenly become popular, start a business successfully, get married, and have inspiration? Are they really just lucky? Huangji Jingshi tells us, your life has actually been arranged in an orderly manner by the numerology of luck. The key is, you have to know how to accurately step on the opening moment, arranged by fate at the right time, line, and fate. Key. Concept. What is the numerology of luck? The luck proposed by Shao Yong is not a vague concept. It is precise. One luck lasts for 20 years, and a person can experience 5 to 6 lucks at most in his life. Each luck is further divided into multiple worlds. Each world has its own specific energy fluctuations, corresponding to different types of personality and events. Like the tide, fate has ups and downs. In good luck, your intentions are easy to achieve, and noble people will automatically approach you. In bad luck, even if you try your best, it's like walking in a quagmire. Many people think that fortune is just an Eastern superstition, but modern physics has proposed a model with a very spiritual explanation. Information, field in time. Time is not a single flow, it is like a net densely covered with intertwined information. Your birth time and life event nodes will trigger these energy grids like coordinates. This is similar to Shao Yong's luck number system. He interpreted these grids as a language of energy arrangement order and translated them into mathematical structures. This also explains why you suddenly burst into inspiration one year, but exhausted another year. It's not your fault, but you are stepping on different luck tracks. Although the complete Huangji deduction is very complicated, we can roughly estimate every 20 years is a major period, 20 years old, preparation stage, susceptible to family influence, 40 years old, personality construction plus external challenges, 60 years old, spiritual transformation. Period. After 60 years old, fate settlement and awakening peak 2. Observe critical events. Your big turning point often occurs between 19 to 21, 39, 41, 59 to 61 years old. This is not a coincidence, but a node of fortune turning page. Many people try their best to pursue success, but forget. True success is not what you chase, but what you return to it. The law of luck is like an invisible track. You run desperately in disorder, and you will only get farther and farther. Only when you calm down and follow the rhythm of numbers will you automatically step on the opening point that belongs to you. Shao Yong once said, "The number of heaven and earth cannot be reversed. If people follow it, heaven will respond to it." Translated into modern language, it means, if you use the wrong force, you will miss it. If you use the right force, fate will fit together like a gear automatically. Imagine that your life is a script. You are the protagonist. The scene has been set, and you are now 1 minute before the climax. You feel confused and puzzled because the plot has not yet fully unfolded. You even feel that you have failed because you have not even played yet. The awakening period of many people is exactly the node where their life script really enters the main line, and the mathematical system of Huangji Jingshi is trying to tell you from which year, which fortune, and which moment does your main plot start. What you think is sudden enlightenment, inspiration, and turnaround is never accidental. They are just appointment letters sent to you by fate. And now, it is your turn to open this letter. Chapter 6. In addition to luck, is there a higher number running? The cosmic law behind the ultimate law, in the deduction system of Huangji Jingshi, luck is only the middle-level logic. What really determines whether you can escape reincarnation and achieve awakening is a higher dimensional ultimate number. And this level of number does not belong to the 8 diagrams, the heavenly stems and earthly branches, nor does it belong to the simple yearly fortune. It belongs to the original vibration order of the universe. Shao Yong said, "Numbers are derived from Taiji. Taiji gives birth to images and then numbers. What can really change fate is not prediction, but synchronous resonance of the laws of the universe." Modern quantum theory proposes that the universe does not evolve randomly, but is controlled by a certain information order. In other words, there is a more primitive law structure behind it that is earlier than time. This coincides with Shao Yong's view that numbers are born from Wuji. He believes all things are born from the order of numbers. Fortune is just the projection of these numbers in the time dimension. This is similar to the theory of fractal structure and meta-pattern in modern mathematics. The evolution of the universe is like a grand but regular geometric puzzle, and each piece has been calculated. From a spiritual perspective, we often say, "You are part of the universe," but to be more precise, you are an equation in the universe's calculation. When you are in harmony with the whole, your value begins to take effect. Your thoughts, behaviors, and emotions are actually frequency response to the order of the universe. When you have a thought, the entire information field will fine-tune a fluctuation for this. This also explains why a thought can change destiny is not metaphysics, but science. In addition to the Huangji Jingshi, many spiritual traditions point out that sound, vibration, is a tool for creation. Geometry, sacred geometry, is a structural blueprint. Numbers, divine numbers, are the language of energy. Shao Yong showed the geometric pattern of the birth of the universe in the Xiantiantu. This pattern is not just a symbol, it is essentially similar to today's interference spectrum. When two frequencies meet, a new image and energy field will be generated. This is called interference pattern of the cosmos, and people's language, thoughts, and even body frequencies may change the local form of this spectrum. Scientific basis: DNA resonance and information writing mechanism. Modern biology has discovered DNA is not just a material structure, it can activate or silence certain gene expressions through sound frequencies and electromagnetic waves. Your language, even your inner beliefs, will affect this level. This perfectly corresponds to the viewpoint of Huangji Jingshi. If a person's thoughts resonate with the high-dimensional number of the universe, they can adjust their fate. On the contrary, it is easy to stimulate negative reincarnation. This is not to encourage positive energy chicken soup, but the real connection mechanism between high-dimensional operating system and low-dimensional execution instructions. Visual metaphor. Fate is not a road, but a high-dimensional map. Imagine fate as an unfolded map. You can go A, B, or even Z, but you will not select all. You will only enter the default aligned path according to your current resonant frequency. In other words, destiny is not predetermined but selected by you. And the line you choose is often the sum of your current thinking frequency plus soul state. How to improve your resonance with the ultimate number. Shao Yong did not directly tell us how to do it, but we can extract the operation method from his universe model. Observe the numbers of heaven and earth quietly, meditate every day, and connect your inner induction. Identify the rules of great fortune. Examine the 3 important nodes in your past and find the rules. Align your words with the frequency of the universe. Say less negative, lacking, and resistant sentences. 4. Meditate on the time every day. Choose Chen, Wu, Yu, and Zi, 4 regular times, to enter the aura intersection point. Record inspiration and recurring numbers. The universe usually talks to you in the form of numbers. What Huangji Jingshi ultimately wants to tell you is not what you should believe, but what you understand, fate allows you to have. It is not a passive destiny book, but a key letting you lead to the awakened version of yourself who can truly create reality. Chapter 7. You are waking up now, not by coincidence, but because fate is reading you. Do you have a strange feeling? It seems that you did not choose to listen to this video, but it chooses you. You are not actively looking for answers, but something finds you. This feeling is not metaphysics. It is the real core of Huangji Jingshi. Fate is not just a timeline. It is an intelligent information field. It will respond to you, wake you up, and even arrange scenes just to let you see. You are already awakening. According to the quantum observer effect, the universe is not passive, but a perceptible system. When you start thinking about the issue of awakening, you are no longer a sleeper. The universe begins to echo your consciousness frequency, bringing clues, hints, induction, and resonance. The video you see and the Huangji Jingshi you read are not random. This is like the double-slit experiment in quantum physics. When you start observing, the phenomenon itself is changed by you. Similarly, when you start looking for the opening of destiny, destiny will begin to open the door to you. Huangji Jingshi is not a tool book to predict your destiny. It is more like a manual hidden deep in your soul. Only when you vibrate to the right frequency will this book unlock you. In other words, it is not a book for everyone to read. It is a book that you will read only when you are ready. This is consistent with the soul contract mentioned in many mystical traditions. You are destined to wake up at a certain node, but you don't know it yourself. Shao Yong deduced Huangji Jingshi accurately to the changes of year, month, and day, but he wrote in a more cryptic chapter, the number of all things has a door that opens and closes. When the number reaches a certain point, it opens. When the number reaches a certain point, it closes. This is a cosmic countdown logic. The most important awakening moment in your life has actually been written in your life script. It will be triggered in your specific year of destiny, a specific experience, a specific heartbreak or collapse. Then you begin to rewrite yourself. This is completely consistent with Jung's individuation process. the life cross in the human diagram, and the node activation mechanism in the cosmic design map. Neuroscience research has found that the brain will break through the critical point at a certain moment under the long-term suppression-stimulation feedback process. Similar to the logic of the overload point in the circuit, when the critical value is broken, it will completely switch the thinking mode. This is a mechanism similar to an awakening event. Many spiritual people's awakening experience occurs in a serious illness, a death of a loved one, a major job loss or emotional breakdown, or waking up one morning without any signs, and suddenly, understanding life, you think that is the result of your own growth. But Huangji Jingshi tells you, that is what you counted. The most shocking thing about Huangji Jingshi is not that it can predict the future, but that it lets us know you are not a slave to fate nor a bystander. You are the co-creator of the information structure of this universe. Every thought, every action, every feeling is your interaction with this high-dimensional wisdom system. You are not waiting for luck to come, but you yourself are the opening signal of that luck. Perhaps you have already felt a subtle vibration, an indescribable intuitive feeling of, this is talking about me. Then please remember, this is not resonance. This is awakening. Huangji is the extreme point of the emperor and the convergence point of the laws of the universe. And you, being read by it at this moment, means that you are already heading towards your awakening version. Huangji Jingshi is not an ancient book, but a time-coded cosmic awakening system. When you start to read it, listen to it, think about it, and feel it, you are no longer the one who passively waits for fate. You are the existence that can predict, create, and transfer. And all this starts from the moment you are willing to listen. May you walk into your awakening destiny and become the existence that knows how to dance with the universe.